Welcome back to Reaching Freedom, and we're on our first trip of the new season, and we did run into a few issues with de-winterization of the trailer, and also just setting things up. But instead of it being an issue, it's a learning experience for the both of us. If you wanted, interested in seeing what's going on with us, please stay tuned, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It's a dreary day, kind of dark on today, cloudy, overcast, but I got to get on the road. We got to pull out on our first trip of the season, and pulling in with the F-250 is a little different. I actually can see the ball, and I can see how to hook up to the trailer. Backing in is a breeze. Couldn't say that before. But it actually works. Now I have to go and hook up and just make sure everything is tied in properly. The hitch is on. I got everything hooked in. Double check. Got to walk around, make sure all the lights work, and come back and double check again. And my wife checks after me to make sure I did everything. And pulling out. This is a nice yard. This is the best place up in this area for us to store our trailer, but would love to have something that's covered, but we just don't have anything covered. But it's a good space, gravel, and it is very safe. So we're on our way. Have to get out, and we're headed to the park and pulling in. Would love to use the back end part, but they only had the pull through. It will get better, but having a full pull through is best for me at this point. We've actually had a chance to stop and get to our campsite and get everything set up. Now, one of the things that actually came in handy is this step that's on the back of the truck. Being able to use that works pretty well. Unhook it. Unhook there. Slide it. Try this one more time. Yeah, we got everything hooked up. Got a de-winterize. This park offers a mix of configurations to accommodate different rig sizes and preferences. This is the Fort Meade FamCamp RV sites. They have about 50 total, and they have just built another area that includes 25 additional, so about 75 total. Of the original 50, 21 were pull-through sites, 29 were back-end sites, and it's a half and half mix in the new area. All sites offer 20, 30, and 50 amp service, water and sewer, and cable TV hookup. And for the site dimensions, the hard surfaces that it's on are pretty level, concrete, and typically 60 feet in length. And you have an 8x20 patio, so it's a pretty nice site. And they also have 3 separate bath and laundry houses for each of the different areas, so it's pretty laid out. It's a pretty good site. We're finally at our first campsite for the season, to spend a few days taking the trailer, de-winterizing it, and making sure all the kinks are worked out of it. But As you know, anytime you go anywhere, there's always a problem. I had 2 problems that I had to work out, and thankfully through Airstream forums, I was able to get a few of those issues resolved rather quickly, rather than spending days of my camping vacation trying to figure out what's going on with that. So one of the things that's different about this time frame is the temperature is pretty hot today. It was 73 degrees today. The temperature is pretty hot. But one of the things that is different is the weather is changing to below freezing in 3 days, and I may need to move or I may need to re-winterize. It all depends on what I have time to do. Yeah, the first issue I had was on the passenger side of the truck, the passenger side of the trailer. This is the passenger side, and underneath the trailer there are 3 drain plugs. 1, 2, 3. 3 drain plugs. 1, 2, 3. And the center one, this one here, was leaking. And I guess it's a valve. What I've been able to find out on the air forums, it's a valve that opens and closes depending on the weather. And the weather was freezing, so it closed. It opened, and it was supposed to close once the Suburban heater actually was turned on and working, but it didn't work. Each time that I put pressure through the water system, anytime I had pressure coming through, that's internal pressure through my water pump that's inside the trailer, and also the city water pressure, the water would just leak out. And last night I had about, my freshwater tank was about, when I went to bed, about 80% full, and by the morning it had all leaked out. And about 4 o'clock this morning, the pump was trying to pump, but all of the water had leaked out of this hose, and I had to turn off the pump. But now this problem, according to Airstream forums, one of the things that may happen is this problem may fix itself, and it seems to have fixed itself. So the city water pressure that's on it, there's no leak. There's no leak at all. But I called Airstream, I called a few technicians, and they were able to set up an appointment, and I went ahead and canceled that appointment. I hope you're able to see this one. The second issue that I had was with the Suburban water heater. Is heat on demand, and it actually comes out. But each time that I would turn on my water heater, I had the E3 code that would turn on. I would turn it on and everything would be fine, but as soon as I began to use the hot water, as it does now, you see it works. But each time I used hot water, the E3 code would pop up. Now, I did look at the manual and contacted Airstream forums. I was able to find a list of what the area codes were, and what the E3 code is the Suburban water heater was the gas heater. It's gas, and it was not coming on properly. But there is a little button inside of the water heater that actually enables that to be fixed through the access door that is here. I guess you can see it on this side over here. This Suburban heater, there's an access door. I ended up having hot water. We ended up having hot water when initially at the start of the trip, it seemed as though I had 2 problems that I couldn't resolve, and we were going to have some issues. So no matter what you're doing, no matter how you travel, there's always something that's going to come up, and you're going to have to work through it. And again, through the Airstream forums, individuals answering my questions on Airstream forums, and through the technical support that's online. They were able to help me work through that issue, and that was fixed. So it was back to having hot water and back to enjoying my trip. This site has been that we've stayed on is Fort Meade, Maryland. I'll have more information, a full video in the near future. Thanks for watching. This is Mitch with Reaching Freedom, and I will see you next time.